Hello everyone, my name is Leslie Johnson, and this presentation is on the preference assessment for multiple stimulus without replacement. The multiple stimulus without replacement assessment is a fairly easy preference assessment that you can use on any student or client that you are trying to find a reinforcer for. This assessment, you can find multiple reinforcers if performed correctly. It is a quick assessment and has 4 easy steps. Step 1. You will want to select 5 to 8 items to present to the client or student. This could be foods, toys, anything tangible. It can have activities, and with activities, you will want to write those on a card. These reinforcers can be anything that the client or student is interested in. Step 2. You will want to prepare materials for your assessment. You will want to have your data sheet filled out with client and observer information, the date of the assessment, and a list of all items used during the preference assessment. You will also want to arrange all items in a straight line on the table that you are using. Step 3. You will be conducting the assessment during this step. You'll have the client or student select one item from an array of items presented before them. Allow the student to have 1 to 2 minutes of interaction with this item. If it's food, you can wait until they are finished consuming the food.
All right, Lauren, we are going to figure out your favorite foods. Go ahead and pick one item from the table.
Remember, after each selection that the client makes, write that on the data sheet. It is important to write all selections in the order in which they are selected. Let's continue to watch the video. Once a selection is made, that selection will not return to the board and be presented again. After each selection and data is taken, make sure to rearrange the selections on the board.
All right, go ahead and select the next one.
This process will continue until all items have been selected.
Right.
If a student or client stops making selections, then the assessment is done.
Okay, go ahead and pick another one. Awesome. Good so far? Okay, go ahead and pick another one. Awesome. Okay, we got 3 more. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and pick another one. Okay. So 2 more. Go ahead, pick the next one if you would like. And awesome. And if you want, you can go ahead and take the last one. All right. Would you say those are all good choices? All right.
This is an example of how the data sheet will look once the preference assessment has been ran several times. You want to run the assessment several times to get an accurate representation of what the highly preferred items are. Step 4. This is where you summarize the assessment results. You will want to find the number of times an item was selected over the number of times that item was presented. You will write this next to each item listed on the data sheet. Once the ratio of times an item has been calculated, you will do this to all assessment trials. Once this is complete, you will calculate the percentage of trials in which each item was selected overall. Here's an example of the ratio. As you can see in Assessment 1, Reese's was presented the first time in the array of 7 items and was selected first. Hershey's was selected first on the second presentation of the rest of the items presented. This continues until all items are selected. You will do this for all assessments as well. In the bottom right-hand corner of the datasheet, you will find the summary section. This is where you will find the sum of all ratios per item in the assessment. Here are the sums for the assessments in this video. Reese's sum was 5/6. Hershey's was 5/11. Oreo's 5/18. You will take these numbers and turn them into a percentage. Here are the total percentages of all items to all assessments. Reese's was selected first 83% of the time out of all of the assessments, with Doritos being last 16% of the time. This shows a hierarchy of preferred items that were presented during the assessment. This is what the datasheet looks like when the assessment is completed. This concludes the presentation on multiple stimulus without replacement. I hope this presentation was of great help in understanding the protocols and procedures of this assessment.